Hello and welcome back. Titteron here today. And today we're in the touring car, particularly the BMW touring car. As my HUD's disappeared, there it is. Here today, we've got a 15 lap race around Brands Hatch GP circuit here today. We are in the BMW. I want to say it's an M3, but it's probably not an M3. Here we've got a mix of Mercs and Renaults here. We are actually the only rear wheel drive car as we barrel it into T1, about 26th place. Arses. Hello and welcome back. Jason on here today. And today we're in the touring car, so a 15 lap race around the Brands Hatch GP circuit. We are in the BMW touring car here. We've got a mix of Mercs and Renaults. If we had the DLC, we would have had an Opel Corsa as well, but we don't, so we're not got an Opel Corsa. So we just have to live with what we've got here as we come around Paddock Hill. Starting 26th place, we made a couple spots up on the start as we try not go straight into that Renault up there and round Druids. We did actually there, as Rob Marty having a particularly hard time around there, was getting on with it, Renault, as the frame rate wants to kill itself, it seems. We're going to go this way, try go around the outside here, maximise the run uncertainties over this Renault here. Now there also is a difference between us rear-wheel drive Bimmers and the Renaults and Mercs. They're both front-wheel drive cars. So we've got a bit of difference between us. Both have advantages and disadvantages of each other. I've driven the Renault the most. I've done a 24-hour race around Brands Hatch in the Renault before, so I'm not driving the Renault. I've also done a 500km race in the Renault. I'm not driving the Renault around here because I find it crap boring. However, as we come around Sheen Curve there, nice out in the grass now here. As the Virtue Mini Challenge commentator said, the whole GP circuit's just holding your breath and pray that you survive. Now here, this bit is quite nice and okay. I mean, Paddock Hill's scary, it's just kind of a leap of faith sometimes. As we come out 20th place at the end of lap number 1 here in the Brands Hatch GP circuit, as we now lock up the brakes slightly into T1 and get the back end out majorly as we come descending Paddock Hill, rising up to Druids. I'm going to try to go around the outside of this Renault up here. He's kind of been halted by the pack, and we have got by the Renault. Well done us, I guess, there. I mean, it's hardly an achievement. Obviously, British Touring Cars just came here. Josh Cook won the final race, which was quite cool, I guess. Toyota, they have had a bad season in the BTCC this year, but Josh Cook winning. Ash Sutton winning the race 2 and the championship in race 2. And who won race 1? Oh yeah, it was Dan Cam, wasn't it? That was cool. As we come out now here to the back end of the track now, try to chase down. This is probably the bit where I'm least confident at, personally, as we kind of cut that corner all the time or go majorly wide out of it. And then Sheen Curve is always scary. But the frame rate wants to kill itself often. And then here, this is quite a fun corner. Quite good at this one. You just throw it round, throw it out the corner, and you're usually all good. However, that time, the Bimmers rear-wheel drive magic doing the job, sliding out the back end. I think the brake bias might have an issue round Paddock Hill, as the pack really slow round Druids there. Actually managed to hook one round the outside of a Bimmer. There as we come down to Graham Hill Bend now here, I believe this is. Chasing down a mark, we got by the Bimmer. So not bad by us by any means here in Brands Hatch. I'll take that any day of the week now here as we come round out of 30s now, maximising the or trying to maximise the run. I think the Mark's actually got a bit of a better run on us out now here. You can really see how bumpy it is. These touring cars bouncing around. As we exit now here at the corner. At the back end of the track, going to try change down the gear. Probably don't want. That's not very optimal doing that, but probably getting a bit too aggressive on the curb there. You kind of get bounced out wide if you go too aggressive. We come round to the end of lap 3 now here, round Clark Curve, and a bit struggling now here. Round turn number 1 we come once again. Paddock Hill Bend. Will we slide out the back end this time? No. Well, in fact, we might catch the gravel. You don't want to catch the gravel outside Paddock Hill. That's death if you do. As again, probably should have thrown it around the outside line around Druids, but it'll do what it'll do. As we come round down towards what's it called? Down towards 30s, I want to say that is now here. Trying to get the exit again. That's not very good of an exit round there. As now down the crest we will crest. That's not making any sense there, that sentencing. The English language no longer likes me. I mean, I don't think it's ever done. It's ever liked me. But never mind. Here, the Bimmer nearly stuck a nose in there in the background. If you looked in the rear view mirror there, he very nearly stuck a nose in as we come around Sheen Curve now here. We're again back on the back end of this mark, wanting to try and make a move now here. We managed to get in the outside now here. We're going to have the inside for Clark Curve. As we got by him even before Clark Curve now here, as that's us up to 17th place now here. But I'd say the main thing is to not do a Mikey Double and crash on the exit of Clark Curve out here. And now actually, maybe going to make a move into the inside of Paddock Hill Bend. Lock the brakes slightly now. We've got him round Paddock Hill Bend. Good move there. And now that's just pushed up on a rampage, really. Just keeping it safe but aggressive here in Brands Hatch. That is the way to go. And now round. Trying to maximise the exit out of 30s. It's not going to work very much though. And now try not lock the brakes anywhere there. A bit of a wobble as we clip a wheel in the grass there and have a bit of a bounce now here. As now round down to the approach of Dingledale and Sheen we come. Down the hill, up the hill again now here. The great elevation changes now here at Brands Hatch. And we're right at the back of this Renault again. They've been fairly easy to be deposited of. Will we be able to deposit this one fairly efficiently now here? We might have a look to the inside of Clark Curve, but no, we're just going to... I'd say we're going to back off and maybe have a run at him and down the pit straight. Try to get a better run out of Clark Curve, we will. And now, we're going to hug that outside line now here. Now, try to get the short run to the finish. Switch the inside line. Down the inside, we're going to try going Paddock Hill. Again, we've still got a nose in there. We've held the curb. We've given space in the outside line. We're still side by side into Druids. But I think we're going to get that move done. Yes, we will. As we have got the inside out of Druids now here. Plant the throttle early on. And get the cover off. Done. Round the exit of Druids. That's a decent move there from us to get us up into 15th place now here. Now up. Round now here. This Bimmer We're on a rampage, but like Jake Hill was on. He was quite progressive up the field. As we come around now here, down towards... Whoa! Down towards Dingledale again, big slide at the back end there. We seem to get an absolute great run out of Sheen Curve. Got the confidence. Need confidence up Sheen Curve, it's quite blind. And now we have a bit of a run. In fact, we got a good run. Or we tried to get a good run, and a wheel spin moment. Out the exit of Clark Curve now here into Paddock Hill. No move this time. Rattle the gearbox off now here. Down Paddock Hill bend. Oh, as we go straight into the back of the guy ahead. Sorry about that. Apologies. Didn't mean to do that. Just lock the brakes up, slide it, try to get out of the way there. And go around the long way of Druids, but we couldn't quite get the car turned quick enough. No harm done though. As we approach basically the halfway point of this race at the top end of lap 7. We want to go 4th gear around there. We may have a bit of aero damage on, or we do have damage on the front end from going into the back of the guy ahead. We may suffer a bit in straight line department, but we shall see. There's a hook one now here. Up towards Clark Curve we come once again. Maybe going to go for a move around here. We usually don't beat them on the brakes in Clark Curve, but we sometimes get a run on them. Not that time, the Bimmer. The rear wheel drive versus rear wheel drive. Keeping that battle fair in the acceleration. The rear wheel drive cars usually having a bit better acceleration than the front wheel drive cars, I believe, out the back end of Paddock Hill now here. We're just going to hook one around the outside of Druids. They're quite slow around the top of Druids, but he's going to keep ahead now here. Grim Hill Bend and the Cooper Straight. I believe that was. I'm going to try to get a bit of a run now here, down towards the back straight now. Car bouncing around and wobbling. Big wobble on the exit of that corner there. Up Sheen Curve we come. Attack that car with the inside line. You really want to do that now here. And maybe, oh, if we were a bit closer we might have went for a move around that corner. Oh, changing out a second was not the greatest idea. And we lose time on that now here as we come round up the end. This Bimmer's car to pass. We are very similar pace-wise. I mean, the majority of cars we pass happen front-wheel drive. So try to get one around the outside of Druids, but that's not going to work either. Keep us straight once again, compromised line as we try to force a nose up the inside line. It's not the greatest of lines from us. Our slight clip of grass from the right hand side of the cart. And now down towards Ingledale we come now here once again. Ninth lap of 15 now here. Sorry, absolutely game tight. And that's a great run out of that corner now here. We're going to have the outside line into Clark Curve. Force him to the inside. Squeeze him just a bit. Give the space on the outside. And now plant the throttle out to Clark Curve now here. It's not going to be enough. And the exit of Clark. Might need to be a Paddock Hill send. That wasn't going to work. It's now out. And now towards that was probably our best chance on the eye up ahead. In fact, we've got a Renault that's come back into the fray of things. Try and get the power on, maybe third gear. Slightly better. Come on. It's still not good enough yet as we come up round Sheen Curve. The frame's dying again. Oh, I don't want to be up the inside. Okay, we forced our way up the inside. That's a bit of our argy-bargy pass, but we got by him. That's what we've been pushing for oh so long here in Brands Hatch just now. And now out and towards Paddock Hill Bend we come once again. Now, we do have a Mercedes in front of this guy. Because that's not very good round Paddock Hill. Hopefully the Mercedes can maybe put this guy off now here. He's a bit slower in Paddock Hill. In fact, we got by the Bimmer round Druids there. That's a good move. Just hauled one there around the outside. We know that they're slow round Druids in a pack. And we took pretty good care of that vulnerability there. And we just power on. The frames have died again. Jesus Christ. And now up towards... Down we come, rounding up. There we come. Oh my god. A big slide round there. And now we've got a Merc, who we know's is going to be quite bad in the acceleration. Up to 13th we go. We might get this Renault by the end of the race. And in fact, we haven't got this Merc yet. He's still at the inside round Clark Curve now. Here out we come. Now you hear the rear wheel drive helping us out. And getting us by. In fact, he's trying to sling one around the outside of Clark Curve. Not Clark Curve, Paddock Hill. Then now here, the Renault slow and the Druids. Bit of a pivot there from us. Now we may get this Renault. I'm not sure about the Bimmer up ahead for 10th. I mean, we saw how long we got stuck behind that other Bimmer. Look how matched we are out of Surtees and down the backstretch compared to this Renault. And we've shot off from the Merc behind now here as we bump our way round. Decent run around Sheen Curve would be quite good for us. Now here as we brake, kick up a bit of dust behind. Now here, going to try and get the optimal outside line now here. Round, hook one round the outside out there. Try dip a gear and go. Sadly, the gear was too high for us. Jesus. Big slide out of Clark Carve now here to lap 13 to 15. We come now here in Brands Hatch. Go nice. I mean, that sin was never going to work there, but it was worth a shot. Bit of contact to the back right corner of that Renault up ahead from us. Doing an extremely irresponsible send. Oh, he's tried to lob it off the inside there. Good on him. He's not going to be very good round the back stretch though. Here we come. I pray we're not going to be side by side with him down to the corner that I hate being side by side on, which is this one. In fact, this whole back section, the GP, the whole of the GP loop, other than maybe the last corner of it, I hate being side by side on. Just because it's quite easy to get everything very, very twisted up. There. Now we've got the inside into Clark Carve now here. Get the power on early. Bit of a wobble. He's backed out of that one. Now, can we get 10th by the end of this race? Who really knows here, as we are on the penultimate lap of the race here in Brands Hatch. And we've got 10th just ahead of us, but 10th is a Bimmer. And we know Bimmers have been quite hard to get by now here, or maybe they're not actually, as we just lob one around the outside of Druids. That's not going to work now here as we come round. Down to the Cooper Straight now here. We're not going to try stick a nose in there. We're going to give a little bump to the back end of the Bimmer now here in round 30s. I'm going to go, what was that there from him? He's just lobbed one up the inside without really looking in his mirrors. Not that I've done that ever. He's fairly stuck one. And now, he got the run out 30s now here, because that was on the inside. He's got the better run out 30s now here. This is going to be probably down to the wire between us and this BMW up ahead. Round Sheen Curve we go now here, the Renault having a little go on the Bimmer. We're having a little go up the outside now here towards Clearway as we come. We haven't quite got him. No! Oh, it's not a very good run out of Clark Carve. We're going to got a wheel in the grass now here to lap 15, the final lap here in Brands Hatch. The frames have gone again. Now here, we must get this guy now here if we want to get a top 10 and be very chuffed. If we get this guy now here. Please, Renault, back him up a little bit. Just be a bit crap. Have a crap final lap. I just need to get this guy now here as we come down. Cooper Street, that was an okay corner there. But now, this is really... If we don't get a good run out of here, I'm not sure if we're going to manage to set one up. Down to Clark Carve. Fastest first sector from us. We're really on the limit now of this BMW. Down towards the GP loop we are on now. For the final time now here in Brands Hatch. We're going to brake decently early. Get the power on early as well. Have a bit of a bounce now here. This really constitutes now here. The Reynolds had a slow run out there. Now here we're going to have the round the outside towards Sheen Curve. This is going to be a brave move. Hang one round the outside of Sheen Curve. We got him covered off. Round Sheen Curve. Top 10 just now. We can maybe even get 9th on this Renault. The Reynolds had to go in the Bimmer. Gonna get power on early on the Renault, but it's not gonna be enough for us to get 9th, but 10th place is not very bad at all from us in the Bimmer. I'm very happy with that one there. What a race, man. Bimmer wins. Bimmer won too, in fact. Then a Renault. Well done, the Renault. The Mercs. What are the Marksmen? Jesus. Well, the Mercs haven't been very good. They've down in kind of the lowly regions, the midfield. No mark in the top 10. Where's the first mark? It's 13th. Well, that comes to the end of that there. Here, I do hope you enjoyed that one there. Apologies for the frame rate issues. I know there was quite often. I've been fiddling around with some settings to try get some things a bit better quality and all that, and I might have cocked up some frame rate issues, but from what I looked in the corner of my eye, for the majority of it, it was okay. So hopefully we can maybe iron them out here. I do hope you enjoyed that there. If you do want to see more racing content, make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that good things there. That's greatly appreciated here. And until next time, goodbye.